You laugh until the wolf blows down your drywall. It's America, baby. The wolves don't exist anymore because we're Americans. We almost killed all the guys. Wolves. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll. Oh God! Dude, this is America. Our pigs come strapped. Voice of the working man, Tyler Bell. Yeah. So many people just fucking logged off because I'm talking about a fucking zip saw. I can't remember what the fuck those are called. I think it's a zip saw. I can't remember. I only ever use them on construction sites, and there's no reason to have one ever again. But you know, if you're out there and you're construction, you know what I'm talking about. The fucking, it's a bandsaw. Is it just a? It's not just a normal, but it's not called a bandsaw because it's not a bandsaw like when you have it on the table, you know, and you fucking. But it's the bandsaw that's on the little fucking heavy duty, like 2 battery cutter, fucking cutting through fucking everything with that thing. I had to cut, dude, I worked fucking construction for a month before they laid me off. I fucking hated it, dude. I was a pipe fitter laborer. Worst goddamn job. I swear, you want to talk about, you want to complain about jobs, fucking it, son. That's the first job I got fired from, or let go, or whatever, laid off, and I was just like, I'm not even mad. I was performatively angry because I felt like I should be, but then when I didn't have to go do it again on Monday, I was like, this is fucking awesome, because fuck that. Every day I went, we were building a elementary school. Elementary school somewhere in fucking like north side of Cincinnati-ish. I can't fucking remember for the life of me where it is now. And every day I just went in there. And it's masonry, all right? That's all that's there. It's just cinder blocks. Cinder blocks and fucking unfilled concrete form, exposed rebar. It's the most dangerous shit ever. There's just caution tape all over the place. Giant places just catching water and shit. Everything's dripping somehow. Be the hottest day, completely dry. You're still getting fucking dripped on. It's not a Sawzall, is it? No. It doesn't. It's not a reciprocating saw. Although Sawzall brand might make them, it's actually a bandsaw with a fucking super thick, like an inch wide band, and you fucking, it's like, it doesn't go forward. It goes like this, side to side, and the band crosses like that. Because it doesn't reciprocate. It's not a router. Guys, don't say shit like that to me. You can't, I mean, I guess you can cut pipe with a router, but like, what the fuck? Busting rods on a construction site was the worst gig I ever had. I heard muscles I didn't even know I had. Yeah, my whole shit was fucking pipe fitter laborer. So I was either measuring and cutting insane amounts, just insane amounts of copper, because this is before PEX, right? Became like common, I guess, on construction sites, or maybe they just weren't using it. So it was still, everybody was copper fitting, running around, giving people sweat, fucking solder and shit, having to do whatever the fuck. Hey, go give me that paste bin, because you got to go run stuff to a dude that's fucking 800 feet up on a scissor lift, handing like a little bucket. You know what I mean? I had to just cut fucking copper pipe all day and fucking all thread. All thread is literally just a screw with no top or bottom. That's what all thread is. It's literally all thread. It's a stick. A 4 foot, sometimes 8 foot, or sometimes 16 foot, apparently. I've never seen it, but I don't not believe that it's real. Like, 4 foot generally is what we were working with. Stick of just all threaded steel that you can screw shit onto. I was working with 1/4 and 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch all thread is a fuck cocksucker of a thing. And you got to cut it, then you've got to sand the outside of it, because you got to sand all the fucking burrs off, which so you got to fucking cut it, sand it. If you had it in a clamp, you've got to clean off those little clamp things, because the fucking goddamn master fucking pipe fitters that are up on their little scissor lifts, gently fucking gliding down the hall, sticking these things in the ceiling over and over again, or falling behind you. Like, if they touch something and it doesn't, and it catches, or they'll be pissed as shit with you because like you have one burr on a tooth. Like, shut the fuck up. As a hillbilly favor, you think I'd know a bit of hard labor? I don't. I'm pretty sure it's just a portable bandsaw. That might just be it. I think I might be thinking of the actual portable bandsaw. Let's see. Yep, you're right. Portable bandsaw. Let's see if one of them has a name. I can't remember what the fuck I called it. A zip saw? Milwaukee, DeWalt, Bauer. None of these ones. I think we had all Milwaukee stuff, but these are probably all new and nice. Yeah. Portable bandsaw is 100% what it is. These are all a little bit different looking too. It's the same thing. I think they just fixed it up a bit. There, that looks like it. This one looks the most like it. This fucking DeWalt right here. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but I'll show it to you real quick. Portable bandsaw. This is it. These fucking things. There we go. So it's just these. Now this is a bandsaw. It goes up and down. These are portable bandsaws. Chill. So yeah, you just cut stuff. This is a fucking circular saw. Oh shit. Stream chat. Tyler, this, yes, you showed it to me just a second later. That is correct. I need to put my thing on to the live notices. But anyway, yeah, you would cut that. You would cut shit with that all the fucking time. A lot of stuff. Even stuff you were apparently not supposed to be cutting with it. Like the copper. Pipe saw. Yeah. I was going to jokingly say an angle grinder, but it's probably ban-worthy. No, you're fine. But the worst thing I ran, I can actually show you guys pictures of this. It was a fucking, what is it called? Coring drill? Yes, okay. Coring drill, I can show you this one. This is literally the one I dropped on my fucking hand. Portable. So this is a fucking coring drill. None of these are even showing the ones. I hope, okay, so when you work with the pipe fitters as a fucking laborer, you don't know how to do any of the actual pipe fitting shit, so they just find busy work for you to do. And one of the things was running a coring drill, which is this shit. Most miserable fucking job ever. The sit-down ones like this is one of the kind. You use these to cut holes. Gigantic cocksucking fucking holes in everything. So this is the kind, you'll put this on on a floor, right? Or like sometimes on a really thick wall that goes side to side. You bolt it in place, blah, 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 and then you slowly but surely cut this gigantic fucking hole so that they can pass the pipes through it. If you're ever walking through like a school or something, you can see up, and you're like, how did they where do these perfect little holes come from? How did they do that? Some asshole that looks like me got onto a fucking 21-foot tall ladder and stood there for fucking forever. And this is the safe one that goes straight up and down. I was using this fucking thing, right? That actually might be one of the ones that it was. I was using one of these with a fucking full-on goddamn 6, 8, and a 12. This is like the 12, I think, right here. That's on there. You see the size of that fucking thing? And you've got to be accurate with it because like you're cutting into the wall. And so everyone's going to get mad at you if you fuck up. And you've got to like bite it first. So you got to touch the side of it. You got to get it going. You got to fuck it. Like that. So that you can just cut the first little crescent. Because if you try to put it on the wall, you go and fucking bounce everywhere. And then once you got that, you kind of like rock it in. Okay? Mind you, this thing weighs fucking like 30 goddamn pounds. I have no idea. It feels like it weighs 10,000 tons. Because it's just heavy. It is heavy. It is on a fucking extension cord because there is not a battery on Earth that can power through just cutting through rocks with air-cooled blade cutting through fucking rocks. All the way up there, like, you are a dusty bitch. You cannot see. 10 seconds into it, you can no longer see. You are fucking blind. Your glasses are completely dust. Just, you get to see the color beige, basically, for the rest of the day. Every like couple seconds, you kind of like stop, pull it back. After a bit, it actually gets socketed in there and you can hold it. But you have to be making sure this thing does not have a level on it or anything that would assist you. There's nothing to make you actually go straight through. So you're just holding it on there, hoping that it's going straight and not at some cockeyed angle. And also that you, while your fucking body is just disintegrating under holding it, don't accidentally like shift, get it caught, and then it fucking tries to kick you off. Because it is not an impact. It is a drill. So it's not going like brap, 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 like that, because it has to continuously cut. So if it bites, it's throwing you. And when it bites, that means that the blade ate whatever the material is, but the fucking strong ass 3 or 4 horsepower fucking engine. Oh, that's not that much. It's 3 or 4 horses worth of fucking power. All right, shut the fuck up. That little 3 or 4 horsepower engine is now trying to rotate your whole ass body on top of a 20-foot tall fucking ladder. Fucking goddamn it, motherfucker. I started that job less than a month after I got out of the Marine Corps. I was like, I am a working man. I will have another job. I cannot stand to be unemployed. Other people I know are like, I got out, dude. I got on unemployment right away. And I'm just going to be on unemployment until I start college like 6 months from now. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got a job. They're like, you're fucking stupid. And then I'm up there on that ladder like, God damn right, motherfucker. I'm dumb as shit. It's the same decision-making process that led me to be in the infantry has now led me to be on top of a tower, top of a fucking ladder in an unfinished school in the heat of late August, sweating my literal fucking balls off, chopping a hole in a wall. Pure gypsum dust. It wasn't even gypsum. I'm cutting through cinder block. I fucking wish it was gypsum. I would have cried. If it was 4 inches of fucking drywall, any day. Stack the whole drywall up. I'm good. Let it rip. No, I was cutting through cinder block. By the way, sometimes filled cinder block. So just raw concrete. A 1.5 feet of raw concrete. Or not a 1.5 feet, I guess it's like 9 inches. Oh man, yeah. Was that 3 or 4 horsepower? Doesn't sound like a lot to contend with, so you consider that you're probably not a single horsepower. No. And it's also, it doesn't happen like, it's not like a gradual addition of force into, like, it's like, okay, here it's coming. Are you prepared? It's, you're fine, dazed. You're literally like completely checked out of existence, waiting for death, basically. And then all of a sudden it bites and it kicks immediately. Like the rotational energy going this way, done. All the rotational energy is now going this way into your hands. Bwah! Like fucking kicking, dude. All of the actual coring drills are bolted into the wall. Like I looked through this, all of these are bolted. They bolt into the wall. It's like weird that they have one. That you can just freehand. I remember thinking later, I was like, are they just trying to get me to quit because like I got hired as like a favor to somebody or some shit? Because they could have just told me like, you can't work here. Because they were fucking like, that has to have been the stupidest thing that anyone did that day. Stupidest thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this thing. I did end up using one of these. I had to help a guy take this off. I dropped this whole fucking thing on my thumb. I crushed this, yes, this big. I'm not even gonna look up how heavy it is. I know exactly what this fucker is. I dropped this part right here. No, actually, sorry, this part. I'm just gonna open this. You see this right here? That's like the chuck, okay? That dense piece of metal holds this fucking thing in place and transfers all the energy into it. This piece, I was getting this thing off of a scissor lift. And it slipped. Me and another dude actually were carrying it. It was still my fault. And it slipped and it hit my thumb right here. Scissor lift, cage wall, scissor lift fucking fence, crossbar, my fucking literal thumb, and then this entire, like, whatever, 20, 30, 50, 10 million, I don't give a shit if it was 5 pounds unit, landed on the chuck on my thumb. And my thumb got Looney Tune big like this. in like a day. Like, it was literally that big. I had to stab myself. Shout out. Okay. Somebody's like, you're just doing the other thing of the soft hands, brother thing to Hassan. Shout out Hassan having bad days at work. I had to, I went home and the relief was sticking a literal fucking needle under my thumb this deep to pop the blood reservoir so that I could like move the joint again enough to light a cigarette. If that grosses you out or that's like, Tyler, I don't want to hear that, shut the fuck up. This is my stream and it happened to me, so I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Fucking dumb. Don't say any pussy shit like that to me. It was my thumb. Tyler, that's gross. Shut. It was my fucking thumb. Okay, I lived it. I can still remember it. My memory's getting shoddy in all sorts of different directions, but having a gigantic Jack Horner plum thumb, like, dude, I swear, like this big, my fucking thumbnail screaming for death. It eventually just fell off. Horrible. Oh my god. I got let go like 3 days after that. I still did 3 more days of work, bro. They fired me on a Friday. I got home. I literally got home at the end of the day, and they called me up on my cell phone. They're like, hey, man, don't come in on Monday. And I'm like, dumb fuck. I'm home. I have to go back and get my fucking tools, dipshit. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, just let somebody know when you're here and you can get your your tools. Like, yeah, okay, thank you. I think that's actually why I was pissed off. Oh, my God. Hashtag just worker things. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't lose it. If you complain about that. That's like the real soft hands brother territory. Like every person that's ever worked like 5 seconds of construction has some sort of injury. Like that, getting stabbed, burned, crushed, pinched, whatever the fuck. Like my hands have been through so much shit. I'm stunned I can play guitar. I'm happy I can type. Let's be fucking honest. But then you see some other dude on the fucking site, and it's gonna be like the dude's fucking 65, or, actually probably more like 38 going on 65. You can't tell. He's made mostly out of leather. He's only got these fingers left on his right hand, but somehow he's also just the best welder on the site. Like, they call him in once every 3 days because he's the only person in the tri-state area that can weld copper to aluminum using steel rods or some dumb fucking goofy shit. Shout out welders, fill in the actual difficult thing to do. Because, like, that's what you have to, that's the only, like, legal way to install a fucking Tom Barini boiling fucking plate unit that has to go in fucking schools these days, and he just comes out there smoking with his fucked up fingers. Hey, I lost my fingers. Like, what? He's like, touch some bad pussy back at 77. Cool, man. Hey, kid, go get me. Hey, you going to the store? Get me a pack of cigarettes and a Diet Coke. All right, yeah. You, like, look at him for a second, like, you gonna give me some cash to get that? Why are you still looking at me for? All right, fine. You get back there later, that dude's just up on a fucking scissor lift. It's sideways. He's jammed like a fucking fire extinguisher under the wheel, so it doesn't tip all the way over. He's, like, literally 6 feet past the top of where it's allowed to go, and has the fuck crossbar safety, and his own like fall vest is like tied to something it's not supposed to be tied to so that the whole thing doesn't fall over. He's hanging upside down with one leg over the top of the fucking building that's not even fully finished. All of the Mexican dudes that are doing masonry are like, they're cool with him, they ignore you. Fucking he finishes his entire work in like 6 hours, and everyone just thanks him for showing up for like 5. Like, God, the whole project would have come to a stop without you, Phil. Like, I know, I gotta be in Akron tomorrow. They need me to put the space shuttle back together. I'll see you come September. I'll be back down here for the second part of the job. Every time. That guy brings home $350,000 a year. He works somewhere, depending on who he's talking to and trying to impress, between 2 hours a month and 79 hours a day. Smooth skin, yes. Dude, there's two ways to turn into a ghoul. It's either being exposed to radiation or just working construction trades for like more than 20 years straight. If you go directly into construction trades as like a non-vocational laborer, you will eventually become some type of ghoul. I'm saying this with 100% respect. You will just turn into something, because everybody that's in there, that's in the trades, is either like one of the most hilariously stupid, but probably kind of like, either stupid as fuck and like very kind-hearted, or like literally like laughable villain evil. They're an ex-felon. or a divorcee who owes the most unfathomable amount of child support you've ever heard of in your life. And then like the last type of person is like some like 19 to 24-year-old kid who is going to be making the most ungodly amount of money you've ever heard, doing what is quite literally looks like the easiest job you've ever seen. Like, oh yeah, man, I'm a journeyman electrician. I make $125,000 a year. Like, how? This is like 2000s money, so it's probably like 200K. You're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just have to make sure that nobody cuts those wires. I just walk around. If anybody needs to cut the walls or like look down something, they just have to talk to me. I did my job like 3 weeks. He just comes to the fucking construction site. He doesn't smoke, which for some reason that drives everybody fucking insane. Like, everybody's mad because he's like, oh, that one's the one that doesn't smoke. Like, he doesn't have any tobacco on him to like trade in like a traditional ancient rough-handed male ritual. So it's like he's like a fucking wizard that walks among you like the barbarians. Oh my god. God, this is so much fun to talk about. Becoming a rich wine mom in the Northeast or Mid-Atlantic and reaching the age of 50 is also a way to become a ghoul. They have them in fucking Nashville now too. I call them Nashville vampires. Yeah, dude, Sparkies make bank. Sparkies are fucking insane, dude. It's wild. You have to take some twisting turns in your life to become an HVAC guy, because it feels like you need all of the same kinds of qualifications and have to do all the same sort of risky, dangerous shit to become like high level HVAC. But like electrical seems like it simultaneously makes more and is easier than HVAC. It's like HVAC guys just like get it. HVAC is my most respected profession as far as trades go. It's one my uncle does. Because it's like HVAC isn't even just like a real job. Like, it's not like you just go in and you do HVAC, right? Like, electrical guys go in and they kind of just do, you just expect them to do what like the electrical guys do. They do some like electricity math. They talk about ohms and resistance, amperage. They do wizard terminology shit, right? And like they kind of get it done. Like, the coolest thing you'll see a fucking electrician do is like bending conduit, and for some reason it always feels like everyone on the site can bend conduit better than any fucking electrician. Like, the electricians are over there like, ah, man, I can't quite get this to 90. I don't know if maybe they do it to like make everybody else feel bad, but like all the metalworking people, and especially like, all the pipe people, you know, plumbers and fucking pipe fitters, just stare at them like, I know I can do that faster and better than you. I fucking hate the way that you're bending that piece of metal. Like, it just like it hurts me inside. But they like do it and they're done. HVAC people have to do like all kinds of shit. Like, HVAC people will be like, oh yeah, man, I've got to do like plumbing today, kind of, sort of, because I've got to hook up the gas lines to this gigantic thing. You have to know about like refrigerants and shit. If I had to explain it, okay, if I have to explain it, in D&D terms, electricians are like wizards, right? They do wizard shit, and they become like learned, and it's kind of, but it's like a little straightforward. Like, they learn a spell, they do a spell. HVAC people are warlocks. Like, they signed a deal with the devil. Some shit happened, and they have like weird, insane skills that you're like, I don't know how you came about that, because normally you would have to find one guy you'd have to bring in a specialist who's like your sheet metal dude. Like if you want to do sheet metal work, that's a whole thing. Either that or just any HVAC guy, you know? It's like, is that in your skill tree? Like, no, but I can do sheet metal work. Like, yeah, I'm going to do like complex fucking geometrical like mathematics in the back of my head while fucking dipping skull and put together like this an entire intake unit. Like they will like, everybody else has to measure shit to get whatever they have to fit. And like order pipes, and then like HVAC guys will like stare down a hallway and they're like 15 sheets. They're right every time. Like it's just warlock shit. They do a deal with the devil, and then you can do HVAC shit, which is plumbing and refrigeration and electrical technically and pipe fitting or sheet metal work, and then also like advanced electronics to a degree. Like they're fucking hooking up wires and stuff. It's psychotic. Hassan calling HVAC owners small business tyrants is why I'm a fan. Dude, I could take Hassan on an emotional roller coaster of like whether like he doesn't know whether or not he's on the fucking HVAC people's side when I just go through how like you just know HVAC people just are they live recklessly, okay? Because everything in HVAC is like it's so you can't take apart any HVAC is it high volume air conditioning? I can't remember, but basically it's all your air conditioning, heating and cooling is what it is, how you kind of get into it, but it's way more like intensive. All of the HVAC equipment is like cow tools to any casual observer. If you're just looking at like any like units, you know, when you see stuff on top of like buildings, right? And there's those big boxes and like somebody's doing like a little fight in like Japan or something. You're like, oh, okay, what are those boxes that people are going through? The fucking HVAC people are like, oh, that's like a 14-ton like Delco 239 unit. Like that's a fucking air handler for like the top 16 floors of that building or some shit. And like, you'll see it and it'll be on the side of the road. If you see it, you're just like, okay, that's just a weird box. I bet it probably belongs there. HVAC guys will start sweating and like circle the block 3 times before pulling out tools they will almost always have on or near them and stripping that thing to pieces in seconds. Like they can fucking hit that shit like a fucking car. What do you call it? Chop shop squad in fucking LA. One of those old jokes where they fucking take the car apart around you, just pulling out condenser units, all this, that. Like, I think this microchip goes for like $50 on eBay. I know that these wires you can only get, holy shit, this is the fucking Russian type of unit. Okay, we just have to, but it's like trapped too. Okay, like this, it's not like you can, cause they're like, okay, but this does have like alcohol B2E3, whatever. I'm making these things up, but trust me, this is like I'm skirting close to the truth. If we release this coolant without masks on, it will kill all of us the second we breathe in it because it's mostly sulfur and like alcohol. But if we work around it and just basically piece up this electronic beast, we can fucking sell its organs. And they'll fucking find an air conditioning unit on the side of the road, taking that, fucking strip a whole goddamn, like, you're like, what do you got going on here? Like, oh, I just refitted my entire basement as a it's a fridge. My entire basement is a refrigerator because I found so many panels. My basement's always 48 degrees. What? Everyone's with HVAC people, no way they're not taking advantage of that unlimited Legionnaire supply. You're half right, and it's kind of killing me. Heating, ventilation, and cooling. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why the fuck did I say high volume air conditioning? I'm stupid as shit, dude. You're right. You're right. You guys are right. I was wrong. I fucked up the HVAC. I fucked it up completely. I'm sorry. It was my bad. High volume air conditioning came out of nowhere. I was just trying to get the bit finished, and so I stumbled over terms. I hope I made it very clear. Almost simultaneously, all of and nothing of what I just said is accurate. Like it's actually all accurate, but it's so imprecise as to flirt with inaccuracy. Oh yes, the refrigerant that kills you instantly. My uncle, who is like my uncle by marriage, is a specialist in one of those types. I can't remember. There's like, I think 2 types of industrial coolant, and he's a specialist in like the second type, which is the most dangerous type. And so like he goes everywhere to do that kind of work, because he's the one that can be like, and he's known people. He's like, yep, freak accident, blop, dead, like instantaneously. Like you can't do anything about it. You can't even like run from it. Like there's no like canary in the coal mine moment. You just work in and you go, poof. And that's it. You're just dead. You just die instantaneously. The good thing is if you die in a fridge, and it was at least partially functional, your body will still be pretty good by the time they clear the air and actually fucking drag you out of there. Warlock patron is Lady Osha. I mean, for serious. It's crazy because I'm learning HVAC right now, and I was asking my teacher if I could become an electrician. I mean, you could you can class out, that's for sure. So low volume air conditioning is like regular fan salesman. I just said it wrong. I am stupid. You guys, I give you permission to make fun of me. I thought it was high voltage alternating current because they were actually dealing with that all the time. HVAC needs electrical, plumbing, fabricating, maybe some welding, underwater basket weaving, etc. It's they fucking creepy crawl. It'll be dudes that are like, you're like, you seem like one of the least agile human beings I've ever seen in my life, and they really are. Like if you're like, they're like picking up a frisbee, you're like, I'm watching the frame is about to collapse. But you put them on a fucking ladder near some hole they have to crawl 30 fucking feet into so that they can connect like 6 pipes and wrap something up in fucking insulation. Gonzo, dude. It's insane. Like just the speed of angels. Plus everybody likes them. Most people really like the pipe fitters, right? No one has any respect for the masons. Everyone, all the tradies respect the masons, because the masons, you know, they kind of come first and shit, and they set stuff up. So like you're like, hey, you guys did a good job at least. This fucking's not gonna fall on me, right? When the plumbers and the pipe fitters get finished, then you can get a little bit of water, right? You can drink maybe some fresh water. Maybe you can fucking shit not in the porta shitters. Fucking sick, you know what I mean? Assuming anybody put any facilities in. Sometimes they won't put the actual things in. So, but at least maybe you can get some water to drink. When the electricians finish, that's very convenient because the generators can go for the most part, you know what I mean? Except for the welding generators, obviously. And then it's like, oh, we get some lights. That's kind of cool. It is what it is. But when the HVAC people are finally finished and the air conditioning turns on, when it's like air conditioning day, and you know, it's like, you've been miserable, and then it's like, and you feel like that cold air hits, you'll see dudes like literally re-experience their fucking like entire childhood in 2 seconds. Get snapped back. There's no cold like that first hit of like industrial fucking air recycler cold air turned to max low because they're ripping the system as hard as they can to test it, just flooding through a building. It hits you like it's all fucking, it's dried out, it's not hot, it doesn't stink because it's pushing all the stink air that you're making away from you. It's insanity. It's the closest thing to, like, if you guys ever experience like magic, or not experience, but you see magic, you know, in a show, and it washes over a person, like, whoa, blah. And you know, like sparks come, it's like, oh dude, the magic hit that guy. The real life version of that is getting hit with the first massive gust of fucking cold air coming from an air handler after they turn it on, and you're like in a hallway of like some like a school or some shit, and you just feel the humidity get pushed off you. Like the sweat that's like you didn't even realize stinging your eyes just gets like off. You know when they cast like that aid spell in like Baldur's Gate 3 and it like relieves you of status ailments and shit? It literally just happened. You're like, fuck, I'm good. You get fucking, your HP goes back up, your stamina recharges, you get like 2 spell slots back. Fucking, it's a short rest. Like, holy fuck. And the buff stays. Buff permanent until you leave the area. Fucking base. I am a sad Britbonger who has never lived in a house with AC. You guys are so behind the times with that shit. It's crazy. Don't worry, you'll start dying and then you'll get it. You know what the funniest part about the Brits not having AC is? Do you guys know why you guys don't have AC? Because of your stupid fucking stone houses you're always bragging about. This is okay. So British people, you got to know, some of your tradies are stupid as fuck, and they like to get on TikTok and embarrass you all. But like all of your engineers stay very, very quiet about it. Y'all shouldn't be building your houses out of fucking stone so much, because first off, you're just not in the climate for it. You're just not. All the people that live in the thatch houses with wood walls and shit in your villages, that shit's great, because your stone houses are fucking next to impossible to fucking modify, because they're fucking rocks and shit that somebody put together fucking 500 years ago. So like all the people that build temporary, semi-temporary fucking wood houses like this piece of shit that I'm in fucking right now, I can rip a wall down in 10 seconds and it's gone. I can literally just kick it out because it's not a load-bearing wall. I'm fine. And I know it's good because it was built in this fucking century. Like I can just rip it down. I can cut holes in it. I can cut holes in the floor. And I can put vents in it. Big honking tubes all over that carry cold air to my house and suck wet, humid air out of it. I live in a house made of stone. You live in a house made of... oh, sorry, I'm Aussieing it. I live in a house made of stone. You live in a house made of sticks. Haven't you ever seen the Three Little Pigs? I don't know. Why don't you try turning the page with your sweaty fucking sausage fingers, you goofy Brit bong fuck? God bless you. Gotta build my house out of not even like building it like the fucking Germans don't give a shit. I built my house out of poured in place concrete. It is beautiful. But we have engineered it from the start to the finish. My windows open in 6 directions. You didn't think that was possible, but it is. Also, my garage door is made out of steel. I don't even have an automobile because I don't need it. I live next to the autobus station. I take the autobus to the Fahrrad. No, sorry. From Zug. No, I can't remember how to say train in German. So then I get on the train, and then I take the train into Berlin. I have my coffee. I take the bus from the coffee place to where my bicycle rental station is. I rent the bike. Then I bike to where I want to walk. I walk 10 miles. Then I go back to where the bus is. I get on the bus takes me to the train takes me to the bus takes me back to my house. Okay, thank you. Yes, you're welcome. You should do this in your own country. I'm sure it's very possible. You laugh until the wolf blows down your drywall. It's America, baby. The wolves don't exist anymore because we're Americans. We almost fucking killed all the goddamn wolves. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll... Oh, God! Dude, this is America. Our pigs come strapped. Okay. Dude, that was my favorite stim lock in a fucking minute. I gotta watch.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.